Welcome on in to Sports Memo Today, where you get to know your experts a little bit better and get that actionable info you know and love. A Thursday edition here, October rolling right along. Already almost a week down, which means it's time for a little baseball talk with some red October. That's right, my Phils find a way in there. It took 11 years to finally get back into the playoffs, but they're there. How long? I don't know. We'll see what the experts think about that. Got two great guests coming on today. I'm your host, Dan Alexander, and I'll be joined by Eric Pauly and Matt Josephs, both of them coming with an MLB Wild Card play for you and also an NFL play to make you some money this weekend. Before we welcome them in, you see right to the side of me, you can use code MEMO10 over at sportsmemo.com and get any product we have over there that's priced at $25 or more, $10 off that. Nice little discount here to head on into the weekend. Let's welcome in my guy, Eric Pauly, my Thursday crew with MJ and EP. Pauly, how we doing, my man? How things been running since we talked to you last week?
Yeah, doing very well. And my focus, of course, is while always on the NFL and shaking on those look-ahead lines and the line movements throughout the week. I have been focused on this wild card round of the MLB. I am very excited for this postseason. Absolutely love the new format, and I think that we're in for a treat for these 3-game series that are coming up starting tomorrow.
Yeah, and I can't wait to talk to Matt Josephs right after you. He has a really interesting prop play that he dove deep to find. But you want to talk a series price here right at the top. And this maybe is one of those that you're going to see a big divide on sharp or square or just ticket counts on this Rays and Guardians series because it's lined close as it can be to about a pick 'em. So Rays Guardians first game going tomorrow afternoon. So let's get some tickets in now, EP. How are you breaking this series down?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, this is the closest priced series of any series in the postseason. And I'm honestly confused why. I do not know why the Cleveland Guardians are
Mm.
not bigger favorites in this series. So looking at these two teams, the Tampa Bay Rays and the Guardians, they make their bones with their pitching staffs. They're in the top 10 in a lot of advanced metrics in both of those categories for their starting and relief pitching. But these offenses, while both can be anemic at times, the Tampa Bay Rays offense inspires absolutely no success to me. No, excuse me, inspires absolutely no confidence for me. I'm looking at this. I don't know how they could be successful against the pitching staff that the Guardians are going to put out. So game one, we got Shane squared. Shane McClanahan going for the Rays with Shane Bieber, the Cy Young winner last year, going for the Guardians. We had an up and down season, but I anticipate the Guardians to get out to a good start in this series. But what really kind of turns me toward the Guardians over the Rays are two factors. The first factor is the fact that on the season, the Rays were just 35-46 on the road this year, well under 500. So they did not play well at all when they were not playing in the Trop. And secondly, is the fact that the Rays, the way that they go about their bullpen and they utilize this system where they, are only having their starters go 3, 4, 5 innings. They go to a bunch of different bullpen guys to kind of close games out. It kind of reminds me of like in the NFL where it's like if you have two quarterbacks, that means you actually have no quarterbacks because you're not confident in one of them to really be your guy. And that same kind of logic applies to the Rays. In the postseason, it just takes one inning in a game, one bad inning to kind of lose that entire game if one of these relievers come in and are shell-shocked immediately. So the fact that the Rays don't really have a lockdown guy at that back half of their pen really concerns me. The Guardians starting pitching is better than the Rays. Their lineup is better than the Rays. They're better at home than the Rays. So again, I'm very confused about the fact that this is just minus 115 when I saw it for the Guardians to win this series. And I'm riding with the Guardians to take this wild card series against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Even with the name change, Paulie saying, take the Guardians. Maybe that has something to do. They're like, wait, who are the Guardians? I guess we got to make them minus 115. They're winning the series, according to my guy, Eric Paul. You can check him out at sm.buzz/EP. Let's go across the pond here and talk a little London action. We got Giants taking on the Packers. And I saw this and I thought it was kind of humorous that the Giants riding in this game at 3-1, same record that you're looking at with the Packers. This is the first time, Eric, in 32 London games that we've seen both of the teams with winning records. So we're just sending, the Drek over there. Took them 32 times to finally have a matchup of some winning record teams. Maybe some people didn't think the Giants would be here at this point in the season, but you got a prop that you're eyeing in this game as far as, the side total. Maybe you have to head over to his page to find about that, but you got a free play prop for the folks. Where are you looking?
Yeah, so I actually saw that tweet and that statistic as well. I think that's
Wild.
hilarious. Obviously, the NFL can't really control that because that's set well in advance. But the fact that that's how it's gone is actually very hilarious. And you got 2 3-1 teams, but you're looking at probably the worst 3-1 team in the New York Giants in recent memory. And though the Packers are 3-1, they're not so great either. And their biggest issue is their run defense. Now, Daniel Jones and backup quarterback Tyrod Taylor suffered injuries in that last week matchup against the Bears for the Giants. And I'm not sure who is going to be starting, but either way, whoever is under center for New York is not going to be 100% healthy. Saquon Barkley is the engine that drives this offense. He is the pride and joy of the entire New York Giants. I've kind of been a Saquon hater because, of course, no matter what happens, he'll never live up to that draft positioning just due to his position. But in reality, is he skilled? Undoubtedly beyond. The Packers are 28th in the NFL in rush DVOA this season, and last week they led up 167 yards to the New England Patriots on the ground. They allow 118 rushing yards per game, and considering the fact that, maybe you think now because they know that the Giants quarterbacks are injured that they're going to stuff the box and only have their eyes on Saquon, which they probably will do, and I think that this line already being this high indicates that odds makers realize that this is a great running back going against a horrible rush defense. But man, he is too talented, and this number is still too low, in my opinion. That Saquon Barkley, considering the injuries to Sterling Shepard, Kenny Galladay might as well be in a milk carton. He's nowhere to be found. Kadarius Toney on the IR. Saquon Barkley is the only person on this team that can rack up yardage. He has an advantageous matchup here. He's gone over this total in 3 or 4 games this season. Again, I think it is set pretty efficiently considering the matchup, but I think Saquon has the ability to clearly go over this. He's got a great matchup here. He's the only one that really they can rely on to pound and move the football. So I'm going with Barkley over at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London at 9:30 on Sunday morning.
Going over the 75.5 rush yards for Saquon there. I know, Eric, you also love throwing out one teaser leg and making people guess for the second. I'm seeing a lot of sharp people who are really liking the Packers down in a teaser leg. Now, going over to London, I never know about how those games go, but it figures if the Packers win this game, they win it by a field goal. If you can find them at that 8.5 and get them down below, is that a leg you would maybe look at?
So it's definitely a leg I look at, but the way that I evaluated my season, I had the Giants being absolutely abysmal this year. And while they're bad, but they're 3-1, I think that they are staying in games. So I'm not going to go in too much detail, but the one teaser leg that I have eyed all week long is that Cleveland Browns at home against the Chargers, teasing that up to 8.5. That is my leg that I've been eyeing all week. I absolutely love. I wrote an article about this for SportsMemo, and that was when the line was still 3. I predicted some downward movement, got that downward movement. Now it's sitting 2.5 too. But if I'm gonna put anything on the record here, the teaser leg I am eyeing Cleveland Browns plus the 6 points. So that'd be 8.5 at home against the Chargers this weekend.
Man, so he might give you a leg, but if you want the thigh, if you want the breast meat of the chicken breast, you got to head on over to sm.buzz/EP. Pauly, what do you have if people head on over there at your page? And how can people ride with you?
Of course, so I have a play for the Thursday night matchup tonight. I have a side play that I really, really think is great. I was able to get a good number there, so I'm fortunate for that, and I'm looking forward to watching this game tonight. And I have my teaser and my other plays actually finalized. I just have to upload them, which I'll be doing right after the show. So we have a play for it tonight. We're going to do the Sunday All Access like I always do. So stay tuned. The plays are locked and loaded. Just got to get them up on the site.
Appreciate you, EP. We'll talk to you again next Thursday. Always fun, and you can check him out, sm.buzz/EP. He mentioned those long-term products. Use that code MEMO10. Anything priced $25 more, get the $10 discount. So we'll bring in Matt here because, Matt, I feel like EP was saying on his way out, hey, I'm really excited to watch this. He might be the only person in America excited to watch this football game tonight, Matt. Are you getting jacked up for this Broncos-Colts matchup?
No, it's a hideous game. I have zero interest in watching this game. It could be one of those where I'm just getting ready for college football and it's on in the background. But yeah, nothing like two backup running backs, two terrible quarterbacks, and two awful offenses on a Thursday night.
Gets me jacked up. That's what Thursday Night Football is all about, Matt. So, hey, I will say another show with Matt Josephs on Thursday. Another win for our Philadelphia Eagles. We'll see if the trend continues here as they're taking on the Cardinals. Line moving all over the place in that one. But we're not here to talk birds as much as we would like to, Matt. We're here to talk MLB Wild Card playoffs because I think one of your real strengths, and I get it from you all the time from watching Prop It Up, producing that show over at Wager Talk. One of your real strengths is diving in deep and finding maybe some of these more obscure props that are maybe a little bit mispriced because sometimes you got to scroll and scroll and scroll to find the play that Matt's telling you. But you may just have found one here regarding road wins here in the wild card round. Floor is yours, Matt.
Yeah, on DraftKings, there's a prop there that they have over 4.5 wins for the road teams in this round. And I love that prop because I think there's a couple road teams that are actually going to win this weekend. I do disagree with our esteemed colleague that was just on. I think the Rays are the better team than the Guardians. I think that when you could put McClanahan and Glasnow out there the first two games, and if there's ever a team that like can win without superstars, it would be the Rays. But even so, let's say they don't win their series. I think they win at least one. Obviously, I think the Phillies are beating the Cardinals. So that's two right there. And then you've still got two series. The Mets are the Mets. And I think the Padres will take one. And so I just need the Mariners, who a lot of people think can win their series outright, to win more than one. And I think they can do so too. I think there's a chance that two road teams win their series outright. And if they're going to do so, they're going to win two games. That gives us four. I think all road teams are going to win at least one game. So that gives you six. Especially at a plus price on DraftKings, I will take over 4.5 road wins in this round at a plus price. I think that's a good thing. Now, look, is it guaranteed to hit? Of course not. But at a plus price, I'm definitely looking at this sort of thing.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, Major League Baseball would be hoping for anything, but, they would like these series to go potentially at least several of them 3 games. If it does that, you figure that some of these road teams are going to have to end up getting home. So 4.5 is the number. You can get it at even money over there at DK. And I also like it, a little gloves off head-to-head matchup that we have going on there on the Rays and the Guardians. We'll circle back to that next Thursday. You know we will, Matt. So let's get into some NFL action here. Chargers, Browns. Now, when you sent this game over, we were still looking at the Chargers as 3-point favorites, but looking at the Wager Talk Live odds screen, 70%, over 70% of the tickets on Cleveland, over 90% of the money on Cleveland. So that favorite spot ticking down. We now see 2.5-point favorites. What do you think, Matt? The market right on this one? How are you betting this game?
Yeah, and if you want to, really, a lot of the sites will give you the alternate line. You just pay a little bit more juice. You could probably get, +3 at -120. I wouldn't go anything over -120, but the key number of 3 is always important because we know that Cleveland's kicker has been very erratic so far this season. But to me, I think Cleveland's the right side. I think the Browns. Look, when you look at this Browns offense, Jacoby Brissett has been very effective. He's done what he's had to. He's managed the offense. He's gotten it to Njoku. He's gotten it to Amari Cooper, and they've basically run it. And that's what the Chargers struggle against is the ground game. And so I think Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are certainly capable of winning this game by themselves. I do like the protection of the field goal here, which is why I kind of like buying that half a point if it's reasonable. And we'll also obviously wait. We don't know about Myles Garrett. We don't know about Jadeveon Clowney. Those are two important pieces, but that shaky Chargers offensive line could struggle if both those guys are in there. I don't love the Browns defense as a whole. They've gone the whole, we're going to get free agents approach, and it hasn't worked necessarily. But at this price, I think the Browns are worth a look here. I think they can win the game outright, but I always love that protection of the nice even round number of 3. Because as we saw, Cade York's missed field goals. He's missed extra points. So why not protect yourself a little bit in case that happens once again?
Well, and Matt, maybe as we've gone looking high and low for another teaser leg that Eric left out there, maybe, you don't buy the half point. Maybe just take the 6 points, take them on up in the other teaser leg. high totaler though, around 47, so it's not quite that advantage teaser that you're looking for. But anytime you get to go through 3, get to go through 7, you can probably win me around on it. So look, we're doing Eric's cleanup duty for him there, Matt. Why don't you tell people where they can head on over, find your plays, and if they do get over there, what are they going to find, Matt?
Yeah, we got a couple props that we found for tonight. One that I always take when the games are in Denver, but 3-pack of props for tonight's game. You can find that. Last week we had a really good weekend in the props, and certainly I'll have up some college football plays, some NFL props. Major League Baseball might have a series price or two up there that we want to take advantage of. You can find it on SportsMemo.com, and I know you're about to say next, you could find me tomorrow in the highly successful Prop It Up show presented by you. I mean, the graphics you do are impeccable. So certainly you can find that tomorrow. Prop It Up, 10 a.m. Me, Andy, and Andrew will give you all the information you need for the weekend ahead.
Appreciate you, Matt. And even if you didn't give me the compliment, we still would have had you back next Thursday. Appreciate you coming on, Matt. We'll see you tomorrow morning on Prop It Up. And again, head on over sm.buzz/MJ. Use promo code MEMO10. Grab a long-term package. You'll get every prop that Matt loads as it is loaded, and you get to take $10 off one of those long-term packages. So if you enjoyed the show, guys and gals, all we ask you to do, hop below in those comments. Let us know what you're betting. Maybe you found an extra teaser leg for us, because where else are you going to find 4 free plays, potential other leans, and then just random teaser legs? You're only going to find it here on Sports Memo Today. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you head on over to these guys' pages at sportsmemo.com. That's going to do it for us. Huge thanks to Eric, Pauly, Matt Josephs, Robert behind the scenes. I'm Dan Alexander, and we'll see you Tuesday on Sports Memo Today.